Fervo completed a pilot project near a conventional geothermal site in Nevada this past spring and summer, and that's actually currently delivering about 3.5 megawatts of power to the grid via actually it was interesting. They essentially created their enhanced geothermal system, and then the fluid from that was piped to an existing geothermal surface power plant at the site to basically supplement its generation. And so it was pretty easy to get that from kind of pilot project demo of the technology to actual power generation. And I believe Ever is working on a similar scale demonstrate, maybe a bit larger demonstration project in Germany right now, where they expect it to generate about 8 megawatts of power once it's completed. So I think in terms of getting pilot projects in the ground, both technologies are in pretty similar places. But I think when it comes to the kind of risk profile and cost profile of each, that's where the distinctions arise. Because with closed loop systems, the challenge you're dealing with is that a pipe is not, at the end of the day, an extremely efficient heat extraction mechanism. The surface area to volume of water that you can flow through it is fairly small. And so you need to drill a lot of pipe to get an appreciable amount of power out of one of these systems. And so I think there's fairly little question that a system like that can be designed. The question is, can you build it at a cost and drill the for example, the Ever project in Germany, I think is going to have something like 300 kilometers of total well length for the 8 megawatts of electric power it'll get out. And so basically the challenge for that technology is doing that, creating those systems and doing that drilling at a low enough cost to be competitive, which Ever obviously thinks they can do. On the flip side, EGS, at least in theory, has fairly efficient heat extraction because it creates these large, thin fractures where you have a very large surface area over which the water contacts the rock. And so if you can create those systems effectively, you should be able to get much more heat extraction for less overall drilling and reservoir area. The question really with EGS is, can you create those fracture networks consistently, effectively, and will they have the thermal performance that you want over the lifetime of those systems? Because there's a lot more risk involved when it comes to basically just sending fractures out into the, this unknown, or not unknown, but, somewhat blind into this rock and hoping that they kind of end up in the formation that you'd like for your system. And so that's the main challenge with EGS, is really proving out the engineering of these artificial reservoirs, which, to be fair, there's also they're coming off of a significant amount of experience doing exactly that in the shale oil and gas industry.